The time has finally come to get rid of this knackered old Worcester 28i Junior combination boiler. And already you've seen we've had yet another disaster this morning. Will's had a shower and we found out now why the walls are damp. Because it actually pours through from the bathroom. So anyway, that bathroom's coming out, that's besides the point. So let's get on with it and let's get this old boiler out. Let's alter this massive mess of a pipework underneath and install this brand new boiler. I'll reveal which boiler I'm installing later. Let's get on with it then. Now I've already carried out my safe to touch test, so the next test is safe isolation of the electrical supply. Now let's turn off the power supply and check the fuse. So I've used my proving unit to make sure this is working, and I've checked all the cables to make sure they're okay. So get that out of the way. So first thing I need to do is get on the earth connection, which is there. And I need to get onto the live, which is there. And you can see it's not showing any voltage. Now I need to go onto my neutral. And again, you can see there's no voltage. And I need to go between my live and my neutral. And again, you can see there's no voltage. So what I need to do now is prove this and make sure it still works. And then it's safe to disconnect. And that's a safe isolation procedure for this boiler. Now, I made the cable safe because it's still attached to the fuse spur down there. And I know a lot of you don't like doing this, but this is the way I prefer to do it. I know you use chop blocks and all sorts, but I just like to wrap the cables individually into electrical tape. Just don't shoot me, it's just the way I like doing it. But this does have a separate isolation as well, and I've isolated that as well. So there's not much chance of me getting electrocuted from that. Now we're electrically isolated, what I've got to do now is get the water off so we can get it drained down the hot and cold water, and I can start draining the central heating system. What I'm also going to do now is check the quality of the water, what's come out of the system, by using my turbidity tube, so I know whether I need to magna cleanse or just use cleaning chemicals. So we'll do that then, shall we? I bet you thought I was going to say let's get on with it. Now with the disasters we've been having on this job, I bet this don't work. And get on it. So that's took some doing. Jesus. Well, hopefully that's working. Let's go to the other end of the hose and see if it is coming out. Probably anything like everything else in this house, it isn't. Let's give it a tap. I can't hear it running. Let's go and see if it is. Does anything work in this house? I'd even have to take the full bleed out. This is our highest radiator and it is sucking air in. Let's go to the hose pipe and see if there's anything coming out. I better make sure my coffee machine tank is full before I turn the water off. I might need some coffee. In fact, I do need a coffee already. Here we go again. Can't find the stop tap for the cold water anywhere. So we have a cold pipe comes from the loft down here, which we can't see in the loft where it goes. It then comes down here, goes up and feeds into the boiler, and then goes off and feeds that way. Now, I don't know whether it comes from that way or whether it comes from up here, because they have put some boiler fix valves on there, but I'm not trusting them. I'm going to change them for lever valves. So it looks like I'm going to have to snatch a lever valve in here, but I don't know whether it's, like I say, coming from that way or whether it's coming from up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate that there. And then I'm going to open the filling loop. Well, the cold part of the filling loop. And if I get water coming out of here, with that isolated there, then it means it's coming from that way, where there isn't any isolation valves. I hate this house. Why did we move here? It's my wife's fault. Now I've turned off the water there, got the mop bucket here, turn on the valve. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So it's coming that way, not that way. Fantastic. Kitchen sink. Oh, that's interesting. That means the kitchen sink's also fed from those two pipes what go up and over. Because we get no water coming out of there. So the stop tap must be in the bathroom somewhere. So I've taken the bath panel off, and just there, can you see it just coming up under there? You can see that copper pipe there. And I've just taken this little panel off, and then hopefully that's the stop tap what turns the water off. So let's give it a go. Over to the bath tap. Over to the wash basin. Oh, well, at least I've found where the stop tap is, behind this secret panel. That saved a bit of time. At least the flue is easy to remove because it's not sealed. Now to get the boiler out, first of all you've got to disconnect all these nuts here, what connect all the pipes to the boiler. But one thing you don't forget, if you can see it here, is the flexi tube which goes to the expansion vessel, which goes in here. So you pull that clip out and pull that out, because otherwise you can't lift the boiler off the back jig. Now the boiler's off the wall, all we've got to do now is undo these pipes here, and then we can take the jig off. Now what did we do before we had wet vacs? And there she is, the old girl, where she belongs, on the grass. May she rest in pieces. Now the boiler's out of the way, I can get all these pipes marked up, which I'm going to be keeping, and then remove the rest of them, because it just looks like a doggy disgrace. I bought this the other day, a Dickie Dyer olive splitter. I don't know if it's any good, it was quite expensive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try it out on that olive there, because I need to get these olives off down here. If you can hear the coughing in the background, by the way, that's my stepson Will, who has got a proper bad chest infection. Anyway, let's see if this works. Put down in the comments, guys, what you use for splitting olives, because a lot of the time I can get these olives off by just using grips, but I thought they would be a bit difficult. So let's have a go and see if it works. So all you do is slide that in your pipe, get that in line with the olive, and tighten it up, and it should split the olive. And there you go. Split it quite easily. You can see that. Still can't get it off like. So flat screwdriver in the split. It turns well enough. There you go. And it's off. So that works. So, are you ready for the big reveal on which boiler I have actually chosen for my house? Well, I've actually chosen the Ariston eCombi 130 LPG. I bet you didn't think that, did you? put down in the comment section below to see which boiler you think I should have gone with. But I've chosen the Ariston eCombi 1. The reason why I've chose this is, number one, it already came LPG. Number two, it's range rateable. 3, it's got great controls. 4, it gives us the power for the water and the heating what we need. And finally, great value for money with a fantastic warranty. Now, Adam Litchfield from Ariston, I'd just like to thank him because he's allowing me to have a 12-year warranty on this boiler. 12 years! Peace of mind warranty, as long as I have it serviced every year, which isn't going to be a problem. But that's the main reasons why I have chosen this boiler. Now, to get the bracket in the right place, what I do is I cut a hole out in the template, slide the flue through the hole, and then I can mark the centre hole there, drill that, put my bracket on, level my bracket up, mark the other holes and drill them. So that's the way I make sure the bracket is in the right place. So that's the boiler on the wall. All the pipes valved off ready. All I've got to do now is get it all piped up under it. Now just remember, before you solder in a drain, make sure you take the guts out. Otherwise, it ends up like the old one, melting on the seat. So that's most of the pipe work done now. All I've got left to do is the condensate, the pressure relief valve discharge pipe, the flue, the commissioning, the controls, the flushing, the cleaning, the insulation of the pipework. Still lots to do. Now, a little tip for you when you do these blow-offs. First of all, solder your socket on first. Otherwise, you'll end up melting the plastic bottom of the boiler. Take off the blow-off out of its little socket and then put that into the hole. Spin that around. And then back into the socket, and then you can tighten that up without cross-threading it, and you just got to put the little clip back in. Shall I leave the flue like that? Put in the comment section down below if your flue looks like that. Hopefully there is nobody. Well, that's the flue sealed on the outside. And it's now sealed on the inside. Now everything is piped up. The only thing what I've got missing is the Plumbers Merchants didn't give me the connector I wanted for there, so it's open at the moment, but it will be closed. So you can see the filter from Trapex and the air separator also from Trapex. So all the pipe work's done. All I've got to do now is commission the thing and get it up and running. Once I've commissioned it and I'm happy with everything, I still need to seal the gas pipe coming through there. And once I'm happy with all this, I can get it liked after I've commissioned it. So that's for another video. So look out for the next video where I fully commission this boiler and get it finished and liked.